Well, start off with this song. I've been instructed about 3 times on the way up the stairs, don't talk, just play. I'm going to do my very best not to be funny. It's well, the guitar sounds nice tonight. What a pleasure to be back here, and also with Alejandro. And I've met ghosts in here, and and they like me, so it's nice to be back. And plus, I haven't got food poisoning yet, so that's good. This song, this is called Two Girls. This came about from living in Houston during the summer with no air conditioning, and I didn't even notice. So. Clouds didn't look like cotton. They didn't even look like clouds. I was underneath the weather. All my friends looked like a crowd. Well, the swimming hole was full of rum, and I tried to find out why. All I learned was this, my friend: you gotta swim before you fly. But I got 2 girls, one's in heaven, one's below. One I love with all of my heart, one I do not know. Two lonesome dudes on an ugly horse passed by not long ago. They asked me where the action was, and I said, I do not know. As they disappeared into the brush, I heard the driver say, he's a little slow between the ears, he's always been that way. But I got 2 girls, one's in heaven, one's below. One I love with all of my heart, one I do not know. Well, Jolly Jane just lays around and listens with her mouth. She's had about a dozen husbands, but the last one just pulled out. Who's gonna bring her dinner through the weary years ahead? All she get from me is sympathy. Ain't got time to see she's fed. But I got 2 girls, one's in heaven, one's below. One I love with all of my heart, one I do not know. Cold down on the bayou, they say it's in your mind. But the moccasins are treading ice and leaving strange designs. Oh, the Cajuns say the last time this happened they weren't here. Beaumont's full of penguins, and I'm a playing it by ear. But I got two girls, one's in heaven, one's below. One I love with all of my heart, one I do not know. I got two girls, one's in heaven, one's below. One I love with all of my heart, one I do not know. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. This is about a mountain pass some of y'all probably know about between Trinidad, Colorado, and Raton, New Mexico, depending on whichever way you're going. I may be a lonely schizophrenic, but at least I have each other. Stop it. When the wind don't blow in Amarillo, and the moon along the Gunnison don't rise, shall I cast my dreams upon your love, babe? Lie beneath the laughter of your eyes. Well, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. I'll bid the years goodbye, you cannot still them. You cannot turn the circles of the sun. Or you cannot count the miles until you feel them. And you cannot hold a lover that has gone. Snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Mother thinks the road is long and lonely. Little brother thinks the road is straight and fine. Well, darling thinks the road is soft and lovely. I'm thankful that old road's a friend of mine. Well, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Tomorrow the mountains will be sleeping, silent neath a blanket green and blue. Oh, but I shall hear the silence they are keeping, and I'll bring all their promises to you. Snowing on I'll be through them hills and gone. Oh, snowing on Raton. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Come morning, I'll be through them hills and gone. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Finally caught me sneaking around her cave. Her hair looked just like barbed wire, boys, and her smile just like the grave. She asked me could I stay a while. I said I believe I better go. Man. I have some terrible songs. I mean, I have some serious, horrible songs. Plus, I'm going to get me a Swiss Army knife and give myself a haircut. This is ridiculous. Getting ridiculous. Well, the old woman finally caught me sneaking around her cave. Her hair looked just like barbed wire, boys, and her smile just like the grave. She asked me could I stay a while. I said I believe I better go. She slid her arm around my neck and she sweetly whispered no. It's cold and dark and lonely here. Soon enough you'll see. I'm oh so glad you stumbled in. I've been craving company. I cannot stay too long, you know. I left some friends at home. She said, don't you fret about your friends. Down here, we're all alone. Mm-hmm. What about my mother? I can't just leave her there to mourn. You don't have to think about her. Just forget you were ever born. But what about my father? You know, he worked so hard for me. Well, if you have to pay your father back, just send him some misery. Well, I'll miss, I said, a girl I know. I can't just leave her there to pine. Oh, she's still got plenty of men to go. I'm sure she'll do just fine. Well, what about my little boy? She said he's just like you. Let a few short years roll by and he'll end up down here too. Hardcore. But it's like to proceed, right? And her pale green eyes began to glow, and she placed her hand on mine. She smiled and said, "Don't worry, you'll get used to me in time. As her cold tongue flickered toward my throat, I spun myself around. I made a dive for the passageway, but the walls come tumbling down. Were the only light my fevered brain could see. But I tore myself away from them and I fell down to my knees. I've come too far, I can't get back. I beseeched all the gods of men. But fame and fortune just laughed at me and then silence once again. Then a whisper deep within embraced the God of love. I lifted my face and through the tears I saw light fall from above. I hurled myself into the wall. I ripped and clawed my way through the clinging, stinking loam back to the light of day. Crawled out into the wind again with the sky upon my face. I heard the earth sigh patiently as it slid back into place. Now I'm back among the ones I love, and I'm loved by them in turn. And it's only on the darkest night that green-eyed memory burns. So walk, my friends, in the light of day. Don't go sneaking around no holes. There might be something down there wants to gobble up your soul. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everybody. I went to a doctor a couple of days ago over in Nevada and said, nobody will talk to me. He says, next. At least it's short. I mean, it's stupid, but it's short. Guy goes to the doctor, and the receptionist goes into the doc, and he says, doctor, we got a guy out there who thinks he's invisible. The doctor says, well, tell him I can't see him right now. That's even stupider. Boy, I've been too long in Europe, man. I'm starting to eat with my left hand, and I've even forgotten to put a fork in it. I made that one up myself. Well, I got a real nice note to play the song, so I'll play it. There's a little story about this song. We got enough time. There ain't no curfew or anything. I was in Dallas, and a friend of mine is somewhere here, Crazy Albert, and his friend and my friend Daniel, we were there, and it just so happened that Billy Graham and the Guru Maharaji had a 3-day gig in Dallas, and they had the same 3-day gig in Dallas. So all the hotels, motels were full of young Christians and gurus. So Daniel and I had to drive like 40 miles north of town to this motel where there was no TV, no telephone. There was no TV. Telephone was broken. The Coke machine looked like an old one of those round jukeboxes. I asked the guy, how long has the Coke machine been broken? He said, well, it broke a couple of days after my wife left me. I said, well, older guy, you know. And I said, well, how long? I was making conversation with anything to do around there. I said, how long ago was that? And he said, well, it was about 35 years. I said, okay. Swimming pool had a giant crack all the way down the middle. It wouldn't hold water. And so I decided, well, I'm going to sit in this chair and I'm going to write a song. And I don't care if it's a long song, short song, dumb song, smart song, any kind of song. Ain't nothing else to do. Talk to Daniel. He's a flower child. He's like talking to trees and stuff. You know, and I'm from Fort Worth, so I'm not crazy about Dallas anyway. Right? And this song comes, it just came drifting through. Some songs come from above and through you. Some come from out of you. And some come from a little bit of craftsmanship, you know. This one felt like it came from the window. And I mean, boy, I was ready for it. My friend Guy Clark calls them Butterfield net songs. Just grab them and they go by. You know, Booker White calls them sky songs. But man, it was like, I ain't going to sit in this chair in Dallas the rest of my life, man. Something's going to happen. So I've always figured that the song is called Pancho and Lefty. And I've always figured that it could be about Billy Graham and the Guru Maharaji. Could be. And I might as well finish this little story. We're driving into Dallas, and we're north of Denton, and we're about 40 miles out of Dallas, and we're driving in there. And we were in this old jalopy of a car, and Daniel's driving. It's his car, or, you know. That's why I was traveling with him, is because he had a car, you know. And what do you call it? Not elevation, alignment was not correct, so it was like. And cops saw us, of course, and on the right-hand side of the road, lined up solid, I mean like 2 or 3 deep, solid, were young Christians hitchhiking in. This is the funny part. They were all hitchhiking rides in to see Billy Graham. And the young gurus were all, this is true, cross my heart and hope to live. All the young gurus were on the left-hand side of the road hitchhiking backwards. And we're going like Daniel's holding it on the road, and I told him, look at Daniel, if we're going to hit something, make sure it's gurus, man. Don't hit no Christians in Dallas, or we'll be in some deep, deep trouble. And Daniel's a genuine flower child, genuine. And he had a Georgia driver's license that had been expired for 14 years. And I asked him once, I said, well, Daniel, this driver's license has been expired for 14 years. So I thought you only had to get one. I said, oh, it's your car, you know, I mean, whatever. And sure enough, we get pulled over. And Daniel's got hair down to his elbows and weird-looking bird. And this giant Dallas cop comes up, you know, the Marine-type hat and mirror sunglasses. He comes up, boy, and he looks in the car, and he sees Daniel, and he looks over, you know, and sees me, and I'm thinking, man, who do I know in Dallas? One Indian, and, you know, about it. You know, the Guru drew 250,000 people, and Billy Graham drew 500,000. I drew 9 winos from Houston. You know, it was a son of a gun situation, and this policeman says, "I better see some ID, boys." And Daniel had his expired Georgia driver's license, and the only thing I had was I had a record album that had my picture on it, you know, on my name and my picture, you know. God, it was like, boy, here we go. And you know, the only thing about that, it took me about 30 minutes every morning to get that record album cover into my wallet. That was kidding. All the rest are true. And he says, "I better see some ID, boys." And Daniel said, "Yes, sir." Like he's talking to one of his trees or something. This is a giant Dallas cop, man. "Yes, sir." And hands him this expired Georgia driver's license, and I'm thinking, man, here we go. Them 9 winos are going to be disappointed if I don't. And the policeman is looking at it, and Daniel, out of the blue, I don't know where it came from, he says, "Excuse me, sir, do you know Jesus?" This cop hands him back his driver's license and says, "You boys be careful." Living on the road, my friends, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. You began to cry when she said goodbye, and sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. That's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him hang around. Out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dusted Pancho a bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold. So the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. But save a few for Lefty too. He just did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. Few gray federales say, oh, they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong. Out of kindness, I suppose. A few gray federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong. Kindness, I suppose. Thanks, everyone. Thanks very much. Well, here's a lullaby for my daughter, Katie Belle, who was 3 years old day before yesterday, Valentine's Day. Which is heartbreak. That's what I do for a living, man, on the road. Yeah, she's a pretty young lady. And it was a fun little conversation. It's like, hello, Katie Belle. It's like, hello, Dada. And it's, I love you, Katie Belle. I love you, Dada. It's like, well, happy birthday, Katie Belle. Happy birthday, Dada. It's like, boy, get another 26 penny nail and drive it through my heart, man. That's, you know. She's a nice young lady. I have a son that's 12 and a son that's fixing to be 26. I always say I don't get laid much, but when I do, it works. I really don't know why I say that. Terrible thing to say. I think this is in C. Well, there's no deeper blue in the ocean that lies as deep as the blue of your laughing eyes. No sweeter sand in your gentle sigh. No heart was ever so pure. I'll dream pretty dreams, touch beautiful things, and let all the skies surround you. Swim with the swans and believe that upon some glorious dawn, love will find you. Someday I'm bound to wait, wind and wings on the water. But whatever may, you must stay and remain my beautiful daughter. There's no deeper blue in the ocean that lies as deep as the blue of your laughing eyes. No sweeter sand than your gentle sigh. Good night, Katie Belle. Good night. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. That's a fun song to sing. That's for sure. I'll play this next. Well, it's really nice to be here. It's, it's first time I think I've been here a whole bunch of times, and I think this may be the first time I hadn't got food poisoning. I used to have a Robert Johnson T-shirt, and every time I put it on, I'd end up bleeding something. I'd like scratch myself shaving, or get my finger caught in a car door, little stuff. But it would be, blood's blood. I wish somebody tell OJ that. I know, sorry. I'm sorry about that. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Besides that, my wife's got it all on tape and all. So she has the whole Gulf War on tape for some weird reason. And I mean, those videos, they cost dinero. And we got like boxes of, it's, why are you doing that? It's history. It's going to be history. God, it's already history. And the television stations, they got vaults of them. I mean, you know, I don't think we need any. I mean, you know, we can rent them from the TV station. Or, you know. It's a shame Lucy and Desi are both long gone, and she'd have their remarriage on tape before. Okay. Play, don't talk. That's the. Let me tell. Well, let me tell you one joke, and then I'll play a song, and then I'll be joined by a friend to play a couple of blues. This guy walks into a bar, and he's all real well dressed, and he's got 3-piece suit and a tie. And he comes in. The bartender comes over and says, "Yes, sir." And the guy says, "I'd like 3 shots of gin." "Yes, sir." And he sits there for about an hour, and he drinks them real pensively, thoughtfully, and tips good and pays up and splits. He comes back in about 2.5 weeks, and the bartender sees him and, kind of recognizes him, but comes over and gets 3 shots of gin. "Yes, sir." The gin man. "Yes, sir." And he drinks them the same. And he starts to leave, and the bartender stops him and says, "Look, you've been here a couple of times, and we've spoken a little bit." He says, "How come you order 3 shots of gin at once, and as opposed to 1 shot of gin 3 times, like, most people who drink gin would do?" He says, "Well, I have an older brother in Oslo and a younger brother in Dublin. And none of us drink very much, but whenever we do, we have one for one another. The first one is for my brother in Oslo, and have one for myself, and then I have one for Jimmy in Dublin." And the bartender says, well, that's nice. It just warms the cockles of my heart. I ordered cockles one time at a steak and lobster, and he had no idea what I was talking about. "Y'all got cockles?" "Well, I'll check." So he leaves, right? And he comes back about another 2-3 weeks, and bartender by now knows him. He comes down. Just 1 second. I promise I'll stop. 1 second. He comes down, grabs up a gin bottle, this hand, 3 shot glasses with this hand down the bar. And the guy says, 2 shots of gin. Bartender's drinks them up. Takes him longer than usual. And he starts to leave. And the bartender stops him and he says, "I don't mean to pry, or intrude or anything like that." He says, "I hope nothing happened to one of your brothers." He says, "No, they're fine. I quit drinking." My friend Guy Clark actually wanted to do that one time, go into that deal. So in case he ever quit drinking, he'd have a drink for me. In case I ever quit drinking, I'd have one for him. I told him, well, I'm a schizophrenic. Can we make it doubles? Let's make that up. Michael, you are about ready? Can you somewhere you can hear me? Okay, well, let me play this one more song, and then come on up. We'll play a couple of blues. Gotcha. Well, here's a song called Marie about the homeless situation in America. And plus, I should say that somewhere back there, I have some brand new record that I recorded in Ireland, and 14 unrecorded songs, and this is a few of these songs are on there. Those guys in Ireland, they can really play, and they have the blues. They deserve them, you know. But they go play. They play a whole 8-hour session, 10-hour session, and then they go out for their pint of Guinness and take their guitars or bouzouki or tambors or whatever and break them out and play for fun and free. That doesn't happen much over here. So it was a real pleasure. And it's a real good album with a lot of dynamics. It's a real pleasure. I'm working on the next one now. Well, I stood in line and left my name. Took about 6 hours or so. Well, a man just grinned like it was all a game. Said he'd let me know. I put in my time till the Pocono line shut down 2 years ago. I was living at the mission till I met Marie. I can't stay there no more. Well, I fell across town, city looking for a man, move some old cars around. Maybe me and Marie could find a burned out van, do a little settling down. Oh, but I'm just dreaming, I ain't got no ride, and the junkyard's a pretty good ways. The job's about a half week old, besides be gone now anyway. Unemployment says I got no more checks, and they showed me to the hall. Summer wasn't bad below the bridge, a little short on food, that's all. My brother died in Georgia some time ago. I got no one left to call. I used to play the mouth harp pretty good. Used to hustle up a little dough. I got drunk and I woke up rolled a couple of months ago. They got my harp and they got my dollar, them low-life so-and-sos. Harps cost money and I ain't got it. It's my own fault, I suppose. Well, the Pocono's down, but the Chesapeake's running 2 freights every day. If it's just me, it'd be headed south but Marie can't catch no train. Oh, she got some pain and she thinks it's her baby. Says we gotta wait and see. In my heart I know it's a little boy. Hope he don't end up like me. The man still grinning, said he lost my file. I gotta stand in line again. I want to kill him, but I just say no. I had enough of that line, my friend. I head back to the bridge. It's getting kind of cold. I'm feeling too low down to lie. I guess I'll just tell Marie the truth. Hope she don't break down and cry. Well, Marie, she didn't wake up this morning. She didn't even try. She just rolled over and went to heaven. My little boy safe inside. I laid him in the sun where somebody find him. Caught a Chesapeake on the fly. Maria'll know I'm headed south, so's to meet me by and by. Maria'll know I'm headed south, so's to meet me by and by. Thanks, everyone. James is going to play a couple blues songs here. Here we go. It's hot. Any? Yeah. People's Key? People's Key. Why don't you just play? I'll listen. I'll just sit here and listen. Well, let's see. We'll do a Lightning Hopkins song here. He's a mentor of mine. Yeah, I think he's still dead. Serves him right. I guess serves everybody right. I asked him one time, "Sir, what is the blues?" He said, "Well, the blues, son," he always called me son, said, "I think is a cross between the greens and the yellows." This is called, he used to make up all his own songs as he went along, most of them, because he figured lyrics were just extra baggage, you know. And he made up some weird ones, and I was privileged enough to hear quite a few, and this is one of the weirdest. It's called The Short-Haired Woman Blues. I don't want no woman, man, if her hair ain't no longer than mine. I don't want no woman if her hair ain't no longer than mine. bring you nothing but bad luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time. This verse. I went to hairdresser with my woman. This is what the hairdresser said. I can't help your woman's hair, man. Well, maybe I can help her head. I told him no. Oh, baby, I ain't no longer. Nothing but hard luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time? I went to make a swing out with my woman. You know, I took her by the arm. I went to make that swing out. A rat jumped over my head like one from a burning barn. I told her no. Oh, baby, I ain't no longer mine. Nothing but hard luck and trouble, man. Have you buying rats all the time? Come on, Michael. Good side of my woman. I had something to say. I leaned over toward the pillow and there's a rat where her head used to lay. No, no. Baby, her hair ain't no longer nothing but hard luck and trouble. Have you buying rats all the time? Well, that was good, man. Are you leaving?
Oh. I want to
God.
hog it up here.
One song? Jesus, you know, a trooper, he's not. Let's do a country one. Let's do a Hank Williams in the Sea.
Well, it's going to be hard. I'm only in week. Something to eat.
Well,
How about going to Memphis?
what do you mean you're only in E?
I'm in open E.
Those things are in tune everywhere. You know, a guy told me about the violin. They're always in tune somewhere. I'll make one out of this. not funny. This is serious. I've had to put up with it my whole life. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, I'll give it a shot. I've eaten twice today, so maybe my voice was lower. Whatever sense that possibly make. Ready, sport?
I think so.
Would it still be an E if I play it up here? Still be an E, right? Well, the news is out all over town. You've been seen out running around. I know that I should not complain. I love you still. You win again. You have no heart. You have no shame. You take true love as just a game. I know that I should leave, but then I just can't go. You win again. I'm sorry for your victim now. But soon his head, like mine, will bow. He'll give his heart, but all in vain. Someday say you win again. You have no heart, you have no shame. You take true love and give the blame. I know that I should not complain. I'm sorry still, you win again. I just can't go. You win again. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Thanks, Hank. In the mouth. In the mouth. This is in E minor. Are you tuned in that?
Give me something. 1, 4, 5.
Tell the difference between E and E minor.
Well, this note here.
You're not tuned at all.
Make it easy on me here. 1, 4, 5, 8. E would be nice.
Oh, I know one in E. I think it's in E. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. don't think I can sing it in E, but I'll give it my best shot. G doesn't work. Just the word. It's E.
Try G.
Right?
Try G.
Now, see, there's a, if you reach, aim high to reach the mark. Boy, I always thought bass players were the weirdest. But, man, oboe players are a different ball game. Well, Loretta, she's my barroom girl. Wears them sevens on her sleeve. Dances like a diamond shines. Tells me lies I love to believe. Her age is always 22. Her laughing eyes are hazel hue. Spends my money like waterfalls. Loves me like a one or two. Well, Loretta, won't you say to me, darling, put your guitar on, have a little shot of booze, play a blue and wailing song. My guitar rings a melody, my guitar sings Loretta's fine, long and lazy, blonde and free, I can have her anytime. Sweetest at the break of day, prettiest in the setting sun. She don't cry when I can't stay, at least not till she's all alone. Loretta, I won't be gone long. Keep your dancing slippers on. Keep me on your mind a while. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Well, Loretta, she's my barroom girl. Wears them sevens on her sleeve. Dances like a diamond shines. Tells me lies I love to believe. Her age is always 22. Her laughing eyes are hazel hue. Spends my money like waterfalls. Loves me like a one or two. Loves me like a one or two. Loves me like a one or two. Put 'em up. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Ready? Hallelujah. Thank the Lord for little favors. This is a strange saying. You know, I think we ought to thank the Lord for big favors. You know, not that I ever got one. This song is called The Ballad of Ira Hayes. It's was written by, yeah, it's a pretty song. pretty song. It was written by a guy named Peter Lafarge, who was I think he was a Ute Indian. I think he was a Ute. And he was a theater guy, and he was part of the New York folk boom, and a prize fighter, and one of those guys that did a poet and songwriter. And he died in 65 from accidental alcohol and barbiturates. Wasn't suicide, it was, driving the mules too hard. His father, his adopted father, I can't remember his name, something Lafarge, wrote Laughing Boy, that won the Pulitzer Prize for literature. And he wrote a bunch of beautiful songs, and this song is about Ira Hayes, who's one of the guys, the Marine statue where they lift the flag on Iwo Jima. Ira Hayes was one of those guys, and he came back, and they sent him out to sell war bonds, and wined and dined and all that. And he can't, Indians can't stand much firewater, and he got to him, he died. That's the story of the song. And I've always wished, son of a gun, why couldn't I have written that song? But I wasn't in the right chair at the right time, and he was. So that's the way that goes.
I'll let you take this
Well, thanks.
one. Thanks.
Yeah. My pleasure. Michael James, y'all.
I can only play the blues. I get lost on that.
Thanks, Neil. Sure is a pretty instrument. He said, you ought to take it back to the factory and have tune in G. That's a pleasure. Well, come gather around me, people. The story I'd like to tell about a brave young Indian that you should remember well. From a tribe of Pima Indians, a proud and noble band that farmed the Phoenix Valley down in Arizona land. Down the ditches for 10,000 years the sparkling waters rushed, and the white man stole the water rights and the running waters hushed. Ira's folks grow hungry, their farms grow crops of weeds. When war came, Ira volunteered and forgot the white man's greed. Call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey drinking Indian, the Marine that went to war. They battled up Iwo Jima Hill, 250 men, and only 27 lived to come back down again. When that fight was over, when Old Glory raised, among the men that held her high was the Indian Ira Hayes. Well, Ira came back a hero. He was celebrated throughout the land. He was wined and speeched and honored. Everybody shook his hand. He's just a Pima Indian. No money, no home, no chance. In Arizona, no one cared what Ira done. It's when do the Indians dance. Well, Ira started drinking hard. Jail was often his home. They let him raise the flag and lower it like you'd throw a dog a bone. Well, he died drunk early one morning, all alone in this land he'd fought to save. 2 inches of water in a lonesome ditch was a grave for Ira Hayes. Call him drunken Ira Hayes. He won't answer anymore. Out a whiskey drinking Indian Marine that went to war. Yeah, call him drunken Ira Hayes, but his land is still as dry. His ghost is lying thirsty down in the ditch where Ira died. Quite a song. Thanks, everybody. Well, I'm going to play a couple more. Here, this is a strange song. I don't know. It came kind of fast. Didn't come from a dream, but it came kind of fast. And strange song. Ribbons of love, please keep me true sane until I reach home on the morrow. Never, never to wander again. I'm weak and I'm weary of sorrow. London to Dublin to Australia to Perth. I gaze at your skies and I've tasted your earth. I sung out my heart for what it was worth. Never again will I ramble. There's nowhere left in this world for to go. My arms and my legs, they're trembling. Thoughts both clouded and blue as the sky. Not even worth remembering. Now as I stumble and reel to my bed, all that I've done and all I've said means nothing to me. I'd soon as be dead, and all of this world be forgotten. And no words of comfort, no words of advice, nothing to offer a stranger. Gone the love and gone the sprite. just doesn't matter no longer. My sky's getting far and the ground's getting close. Myself going crazy the way that it does. I'll lie on my pillow and sleep if I must. It's too late to wish I'd been stronger. Oh, ribbons of love, please keep me true sane until I reach home on the morrow. Never, never to wander again. I'm weak and I'm weary of sorrow. London to Dublin, Australia to Perth. I gaze at your skies and I've tasted your earth. I sung out my heart for what it was worth. And never again will I ramble. Never again will I ramble. Thanks, everyone. Strange song, you know, that's a strange song. You know, somebody's got to do it, I guess. Well, I'm going to play one more. I always liked that saying, well, needless to say. And then they say it. Never fails. If somebody says needless to say, I mean, well, here we go. But let me tell some of y'all, I'm sure, heard this from, you know. This guy comes walking out of a bar and he's like knee walking blitzed, knee walking drunk. And he bumps right into a giant policeman. And the cop looks down and he says, "Buddy, what on earth are you doing?" He says, "Officer, am I glad I found you?" And the cop says, "Oh, great. You know, it's like, you know, that's what I need, right? Oh, great. What's wrong?" He says, "Somebody stole my car." And the policeman says, "Well, you know, where was your car?" He said, "It was right on the end of this key." He says, "Well, look, why don't you get in the back of my car and we'll go downtown and all the nice people will help you fill out some papers and find your car." And he said, "Oh, well, officer, thank you. Thank you." And he starts to get in the back of the cop car, and the policeman says, "Look, buddy, before we go downtown, you think maybe you ought to button up your fly?" He looks down. "Man, they got my girl too." Really? Really? Well, here's one more, and then I'll play one more song and roll. I don't know where we have to go tomorrow, but it ain't going to be swimming, that's for sure. This guy's driving down the street, and he's got three. These are all just. I'm a full-grown man, you know. I'm a father of people, kids. But this guy's driving down the street, and he's got 3 penguins in his back seat. And this policeman sees him, boy, and the policeman's had a long, hard day, and he pulls him over, he says, "Look, I've had a long, hard day." He says, "I don't want these penguins on my beat. I want them off the street. It's like take them to the zoo where they belong." And that's, "Yes, sir." He drives off. And the next day, here he comes down the freeway. The 3 penguins are in the back seat, and they all got shades on. The same cop sees him, and he's not amused. He pulls him over. He says, "Man, I told you take them penguins to the zoo." He said, "Yes, sir. Today we're going to the beach." Good. That may be the last time I ever have to tell that one. But thanks again, and genuine pleasure to play with Alejandro and the boys, and plus with Michael. And plus, just playing here is a genuine pleasure. Finding it is no easy deal. I mean, coming across, it's easy to find the Bay Bridge from 80, but once you're across the bridge, it's good. Grab your socks. Everything is one way the wrong way. And if they're not one way, there's no left turn. We got, it took us about the same amount of time from the Bay Bridge to here as, it did from wherever we were last night. Yeah, play, don't talk. Play this instead. Thanks again. I'll be back soon. I think we're just going to leave tomorrow and end up in circles and end up back here. So. Won't say I love you, babe. Won't say I need you, babe. But I'm gonna get you, babe, and I will not do you wrong. Living's mostly wasting time. I'll waste my share of mine, but it never feels too good, so let's don't take too long. We're soft as glass, and I'm a gentle man. We got the sky to talk about and the world to lie upon. Well, days up and down they come, like rain on a conga drum. Forget most, remember some. Oh, but don't turn none away. Everything is not enough, and nothing is too much to bear. Where you been is good and gone. All you keep is the getting there. Well, to live's to fly, low and high. Shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes. goodbye to all my friends. It's time to go again. But think all the poetry and the picking down the line. I'll miss the system here. The bottom's low and the treble's clear, but it don't pay to think too much on things you left behind. Well, I may be gone, but it won't be long. I'll be a-bringing back the melody and the rhythm that I find. We all got holes to fill. Them holes are all that's real. Some fall on you like a storm. Sometimes you dig your own. But choice is yours to make, and time is yours to take. Some dive into the sea, some toil upon the stone. But to live's to fly low and high, to shake the dust off of your wings and the sleep out of your eyes. I'll shake the dust off of your wings and the tears out of your eyes. Thanks, everyone. It's been never a nicer audience. Thank you very much. I'll see you down the pike. How about a hand for the sound man? Boy, the sound was good. Play a couple. Boy, I spent most of the afternoon trying to eat soup with chopsticks. The waiter came over and just like slipped me a spoon. Thanks, man. Okay. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. In a night forlorn, while the morning's born, and the morning shines with the lights of love, you will miss sunrise if you close your eyes. That would break my heart in two. The lady's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine. Loop and Lil agree she's a sight to see and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the seas for to ease your pain. Thank you, brother. Thanks, everyone. Thanks once again. Well, I was going to play Buckskin and Stallion. They're both real related. They both came from the mountains. I used to live in the wilderness areas up in Colorado. All summer I'd pawn my guitar and get a horse and go up in the... I found a rock where I could see 6 mountain ranges. I would just sit there, you know, a little stream about that big. Try to figure things out. And the only thing I could ever figure out was, man, I got to get rid of this horse and get out of here. No, I really did. And, Colorado Girl came from there, and Buckskin Stallion came from there. His name was Amigo. I always used to say, I don't say it anymore. I guess that's like needless to say, kind of. I always say it's half about a horse and half about a girl, and I still miss the horse. Because like, no wonder I don't say it anymore, really. But thanks again, you guys. Heard her sing in tongues of silver, heard her cry in a summer storm. I loved her, but she did not know it. I don't think about her anymore. Now she's gone and I can't believe it. I don't think about her anymore. 3 and 4 were 7 only, where would that leave 1 and 2? If love can be and still be lonely, where does that leave me and you? Time there was and time there will be, where does that leave me and you? Well, if I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. If I had a flying schooner, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, sail into the light of day. Pretty songs and pretty places, places that I've never seen. Pretty songs and pretty faces, tell me what their laughter means. Some look like they'll cry forever, tell me what their laughter means. If I had a buckskin stallion, I'd tame him down and ride away. If I had a golden galleon, I'd sail into the light of day. If I had your love forever, sail into the light of day. Thanks once again. What a pleasure. Thank you very much.